Let's give another 3-4 minutes till 4 o'clock, then we can get started. Okay. Just a couple more minutes. Now we can. Hi, Zeph. Well, look at again the one through high long or vice versa, whatever. That's to look to move the whole pip in my direction. In my direction. 1 pip ahead of the game, sir. Reach your heart out. But seriously, a bit quiet on the Western Front on that cab chef. I have to say, I'm not exactly surprised. Some of the other stuff surprised me, though. Yeah, afternoon, guys. Just gonna wait a minute before I get started till 4 o'clock, and then I'll go into some stuff with you. Oh no! If it reaches another pip in my direction, and I'm 2 pips, I think you should concede. Yeah, but I'm just obviously kidding about the slowness. I mean, fairly evenly matched. That's one of my favourite choice, but that's almost like total equilibrium. You'll have to look anyway. I haven't really been watching it much, to be honest. Concentrate on the other stuff. Give me some jip, I might add. Or maybe some patience will wear out. We'll win out in the end. How's it, guys? Okay, that's 4 o'clock. We can get started. Okay, right. PPI, Producer Price Index, that came out at 2:30. And this case, it was exactly as expected. Exactly. I'll tell you exactly what it was. 0.1 minus 0.1 expectations, and well, 0.1 occurred. So it jumped around, sort of almost like being held back, didn't know which way to go, because obviously they're expecting something, but not always exactly as expected, especially the US. And this, I think, that's got pressure to trade. I'm not quite sure. It's around a bit, like it's almost amusing. But yeah, I haven't seen any bounce. I still think it's reinforced the inflationary areas. Not much happened since that, but I still see dollar strength, as mentioned many times. And it popped up and down, and the euro is still slightly negative on our trade, but it's a bit better than it was earlier on, put it that way. And on the 4-hour chart, as you can see. and it was getting some serious jip earlier on, but we're still in it, and it's not much happening. It's a bit quieter, but it's trying to pull off a bit. So it might come right on that one. GBP USD is giving some serious jip. We might get stopped out on that. What's it now? 1587 is the stop. Just managed to hold on the 10-day, and I'm hoping it's going to hold, but it's not looking that pretty at the moment. We might get stopped out on that one. That's why I say position sizing is absolutely imperative. So you get stopped out, it's annoying. It's not devastating. If it's devastating, then you've overexposed. Just remember, that's what I have a position size calculator for, unless you got me like a stuck record saying, get your volumes correct. It's so important. Basic arithmetic, you've got to get that correct. If you can't get that right, you will come back and get hurt. There's no doubt about it. That's why I go on about it so much. Prime problem. Okay, so it's annoying, but it shouldn't be devastating. But it's not pretty. It might get rescued, but it's not pretty. Try to come off a couple of times, and then it hasn't, basically. So I'm on the 4 hour now. We've been scratching a bit. Might go up and test this high up here. Look what it's doing up there. There's no particular reason for it. Maybe just some buyers looking at the technicals and purely going on that and forgetting the fundamental against the dollar. Or maybe it's full of euphoria. Well, for a wrong word about demise the good queen, but just caught up in I don't know, whatever. I don't know. But in theory, it should be down. It's got a bit of resistance there. It might just hold. Keep your fingers crossed, but it's not pretty. All right, so not a good start, but anyway. CAD J, was it one? GBP CAD, sorry. That's been given some extreme jip. Some guys might have got stopped out. It just about got there. It just within touching distance, still have got away with it. If you did get stopped out, and some guys might have gone back in again, and it was such a bad idea. I can't see overall why the pound should suddenly gain enormous strength on the CAD. And on top of it, oil decided for some whatever reason to bounce up a bit. Not tradable at the moment. We had the long out, move your stop, you stopped out of profit. Don't get cute and try again. It's popped up a bit. I thought it might get back to 90, but it didn't. But popped to 94. So what's that doing up above these sort of high 50, 60, 70? I don't know. So the guys have missed it in the early session. Might want to take this trade a better price and take it down. I'm still happy with the trade. Hope you're still in, and hope keep your fingers crossed it'll come right in the end. Okay, so those who didn't get the trade, getting the advantage of missing, getting a better price. I still like the short on it. I hope you all agree. A couple of times to etch in on it and say the trades are good. The market does some funny things, but I think the trades are good, and someone gets stopped out of a good trade. That happens. So when you make a horrendous mistake, go long instead of short or get the wrong pair, then the frustration kicks in. Or you get it so completely wrong because you didn't look at it properly. That's a different story. But I still think the trades are good. Okay. Okay. Japanese yen at 143.10 went up nicely, and then it came out off, which might be an opportunity, guys, because some guys, if they listened this morning, modified the stop up to enter above, might have got stopped out, might have made a couple of bucks profit, and might be out now. If they're still in hold, not in, you got stopped out. Here's another opportunity to join the club. Yeah, I seem to jump around a little. I don't think the major players are actually not a bit surprised, and that's why they're jumping around a bit. Anyway, yeah, remember the ultra short-term movements, it's pure crystal ball game, pure guesswork. You've got to take an overall view. Because remember, there's a lot of guys who might jump in for whatever reason. There's so many emotions flying around out there that the next pit where it's going to come from. But yeah, those who jumped in again, great. I have to be honest, I'm happy with it. So there we go. See if we can come right with it. Some guys I think joined a bit later, and smile will be on their face. Happens that way. So yeah, if you missed a Japanese yen one, got a slightly better price. I'll be honest, I jumped in. I'll be honest, I jumped a better price. A bit nervous at that price. So if I put it down because a couple of guys liked it, I wanted to get the better one, and I took it. Got it back. I think I got it 142.80 to be honest. Well, it's a better one at the moment. Might turn out not to be a good idea, but I'm at 142.80. and I think you can chase it if you want at this price. If you're not in, if you're in, obviously, don't double up, guys. Put the stop down here. That's too far away. We'll have to make a plan. 44.63. No, so we'll have to make a plan. Make it slightly tighter stop. See if we can do that there. Yeah, that'll do. There you are. What's that say? 144. Call that 142. For goodness sake. Okay, there you are. Remember, ignore the point. What is that? I'm going to give you. Yeah, there you are. If you missed it, go in. If you got stopped out, doesn't matter. You shouldn't have lost money on it. Yeah. So therefore, go in again. Okay. So anyone want to do this one? If those are in, remember, those are in, great. Hold on. Those who got stopped out, a couple of bucks profit, got an opportunity to go in again. Round the profit. Okay, we keep on about sausage SEM. We're not talking about the Swiss yen at the moment. We're talking about the United dollars yen. So don't keep going back to it in a moment. We've got to stick one thing at a time, otherwise we'll confuse me. Okay, so this one we're talking about. All the others you can put down, but this is what we're talking about now. Dollar yen, what do you think? Anyone want to enter it now? Yen's the dollar's still holding about 1.950 on the DXY, dollar, what should we call it? The dollar index, still strong. You're happy with it? Okay, so those who want to enter can go in now. I'll stick with the original one from this morning, but those got a better price. Hallelujah. I'm off a bit now, the bugger. But anyway, noise it happens. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, so those who want to join it, there you are. You've got a decent reward. But see if you can go for that one. Okay, so if you haven't got it, go for it. There we are. Okay, so what was that one? CHF-JPY, you want to have a quick look at. Some new guys come in. Just before I go into that, just want a quick mention here. Trading room, as you know, is for clarification. It's not a training room. You need to go to a couple of classes to get the basic knowledge. You'll know the difference between a pip and a pop, pip and a point. When we talk about lot size, you've got some clue. In other words, you have absolutely no idea what the hell's going on, then it's going to be confusing. If you've got a basic knowledge, then you can pick it up as you go along. Any questions, please do so, and I'll try and clarify. But it's very important you tell a few times to get some sort of strategy going, and after a while, you'll get some sort of hang of what's going on here. There's two things involved. The fundamental, I often mention the fundamentals because they do play an important part, but the technicals are still very powerful. They show what the buyers and sellers are doing, so bear that in mind. Okay, Swissie come off quite a bit. You're quite right. We always know the Swissie is the most stable currency in the world, and now it's a very strong, stable currency in the world. Not the strongest, I think the dollar's still the strongest, and the third one on the list is the Canadian. So the Swiss is strong. The Japanese yen are still dovish. They haven't changed their stance to hawkish yet, so it's still weak. And that's come off quite a bit. Now, the next question is, do we want to join it now, or do we want to wait for a bounce to confirm, or do you think it's going to come off a bit further? But we have, as you can see clearly on the chart there, some support here, and just strong against the weak. Anyone like to join this one at this stage, or want to wait for slightly better entry, which I'm not sure you're going to get. You might miss it and chase it a bit higher. Let's have a look at, shall we do that quickly on the weekly before we go further? Let's come back to testing the support there. You know that one, the 4 hour, we'll have a quick check. Right down the 4 hour support, maybe a little bit more. That's happy with that. Do the daily as well. That's fine. Maybe more in 1 hour. Few buyers are coming in. That's good. Couple of buyers are coming in, and I know it's a 15-minute, but these scrabbling a bit. These lows are a little bit higher than the previous lows, so maybe we get an entry here. I'm starting to quite like it. It's not the trade the century, but I think it'll do okay. Won't get too big a stop. We'll get to put the stop down here on the daily. 147. It's below the round figure. 147.85. Anyone like to do this with a TP up here? Anyone like it? I got yeah, we can do in a minute. We're doing this CHF JPY. Okay. Anyone like the look of it? Shall I put the IR up? I'll put it up anyway. Anyone like the look of it? Anyone want to do it? I'll put the stuff up till we will like it or not. 85, wasn't it? 85. And attack this area, yeah? 150.30. Oh God, here we go again. Load shedding. 50.30, right? Put it up a little bit more. There we are. What the heck's this now? No, the bloody stops in the wrong place. Doesn't always do as it's told us, does it? 0.85. Okay. Any new guys here don't have the risk reward calculator? You go to the live chat on the portal, and then you go to the technical support and have it there. You cannot trade without having a clue what position you're moving to do. Well, you can if you like, but then you'll be in the poorhouse pretty quick. Now, that's a pretty good risk reward. So anybody like to look at this one? Well done, Zeph. Right, anyone to go in again on this one? Hang on, we got this one already. Did we get it out this morning? Yeah. Sorry, a couple of people wanted to do it this morning, a slightly higher price. Well, if you didn't get in this morning, you did it probably nicely now. Knowledge likes it. You got stopped out. Yeah, I think joined a bit quick there. What was it 148.48? You've been stopped out. Yeah. Chased a bit this morning. Those who did this morning will be too happy. I like it now. Okay, it's a bit too much for you. Just start and check both. Okay, what I suggest you do then is you go to a couple of classes, 1 or 2 Forex, get the basics, 1 or 2 CFDs. Clearly, obviously, you got to understand the platform. And then once you got the basics, remember, don't try and drive the car after half a lesson. You're going to have a crash. This is a skill you got to learn. Get those basics, come and turn the trading room, and then you'll know when we talk about a 50-day moving average, a 200-day moving average, support resistance, and the basics. But for goodness sake, don't do what so many guys do, having a clue what the nada, nothing, what's cutting, and start trading with real money on it and wondering why they get caught. It's common sense. I have to spell it out. Obviously, you need to have the basic knowledge if you want to make some money. So I've read somewhere, I don't see many successful multimillionaires who are doing it part-time for a bit of fun without much understanding of the product they're trying to work in. They usually work hard, they know their product, and they put time. Sensible principle, whether you do this or something else. Okay, so I suggest if it's a bit much, you can either hang around, might pick a few things up, take a few notes and questions asked later, but you do need the basics. Okay. Okay, so you want to leave it alone. Knowledge likes it. Anybody else like it? Still getting yourself, still coming off. Fantastic, man. That's good news. And learn the difference between shares and Forex, guys. I get guys going a 0.05 in a Forex and 0.05 in a share. Completely different animal. 1.0 on a euro dollar is about 1.7 million rand exposure. One on BA is about 100 and what's it price of it, $140 odd dollars, which is what's that about? You know, about 2,000 rand exposure. Slight difference to 2,000 rand exposure to 1.7 million. So for goodness sakes, a different animal and a different volumes. You put 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 in a share, you would maybe put 0.1 or whatever. You get the idea. These are basics and people are not cracking them. They're not cracking the maths of it and it's coming up and biting. Don't want that to happen. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Philip, do it every time. I keep forgetting. Don't want to do without you, mate. Sorry, you're quite right. Sorry. Thanks. And I'll mute everyone because I'm making a bit of a noise there. Thank you. Sorry, mate. Cheers. Thanks for looking after me there. Right. I'll always unmute if you want to chat. Okay. Okay, so nobody wants to do it apart from knowledge. Well, I'm going to back knowledge. I like it. So I'm sharing that knowledge. I'll write it down. I count as 2 votes. I just made that up, by the way, so I'm going to go for it. Mike's in. Good stuff. Thank you. 148.60. 147.85. 150.38. So we've got a few new people here. Before we go in, great stuff, Tata. Just want to explain something. I think we're getting some new people here. Just if they are, it doesn't really matter. If you are, people are confusing the account manager with the trading support, which is myself. The account manager cannot advise. The account manager is purely there to help you open accounts and basically sell. That's their job. They're salesmen, basically. They will help you and they'll sell and they'll do the legwork and the admin work, but they can't advise. To be able to advise, you've got to have studied, you've got to have done exams, you've got to have experience, you've got a couple of years under supervision, etc. Because it's important to advise. You know what I'm saying? It's a different ball game to, we call it the intermediary and the advisory capacity of phase. Financial advisory intermediate services. Now, the intermediary guys help with the legwork, but they cannot advise. So that's the difference. Because it's a fancy name, account manager. No, account manager look after me. Well, I'll look after the paperwork, but they can't look after the trading. They're not allowed, and quite frankly, they're not equipped. They don't have the knowledge, to be horribly honest. They're not allowed to. They're picking it up. Ashley will back me up on this. She's probably the more knowledgeable of them. She takes the time to come to the trading room. But they cannot advise and train. I just want to know that differential. So we're not tramping each other's feet, Ash? We're helping each other, and that's the point. Okay, so just we're all clear on that. Thank you. There you are. Well, you have to anyway, because whether you like me or not, I hope you do, but not a choice in the matter. But at least you have the understanding now. As you know, you work with the other BD guys, account manager, whatever, and you know the difference. And yeah, as long as you realize that. And you're one of the more knowledgeable by far, in fact, so you can get that idea. Okay, so just bear that in mind. If you're account manager, great guy. We're not in conflict. They do their side. The intermediary and I do advice. Just want to make that clear. Okay, right. Where were we? Okay, CHF JPY. Let's see how that goes. Popping around. You might be right, Seth. I don't know. I still like it. We might get some upside. Hope we do. There it is. Let's take it from here. Yeah, often comes back and bites the truth, Ash. I think if you look back in your life, you've probably got more trouble by telling the truth, because it's often what people don't want to hear. People prefer to hear, well, what they want to hear. Moving along. Right. That CAD CHF, not sorry, GBP CAD, is it coming right at last? It's giving some big jip earlier on. But it's starting to come right. Okay. So maybe it'll come right and win in the end. Okay, I want to look at the euro dollar again. Is that coming right? Yes, it's starting to come right. Start to get into profit. Goodness for that. And the yen hovering, but it's okay. And the GBP was really giving me a jip. Is it getting a bit of a pullback? Please continue to pull back. Oh yeah, BA you mentioned. That's right. BA. No, it's a little. Yeah, it's just still okay. Yeah. Certainly a very successful trade, but it's still a little bit away from the TP. Modify your stop. Whatever happens, make sure you don't make a loss, for goodness sake. Modify your stop. We got in the trading a little bit ahead of the game from the signal, but I thought it was good enough to do, and it paid off. So if you're still in, you're a handsome profit. Modify your stop. Maybe 150. Get stopped out. So be it. You made money. If it goes on to the TP, you make even more money. Nice situation to be in. Yeah. Well, I'll give a dollar a yen a chance. CAD CHF, the old CAD CHF. I don't know why you bring that up, probably because it's in your favor now. Bloody thing. 72. Oh, hang on a minute. No, it's mine. Don't hold your breath, guys. I'm 5 pips up. I think break open the bottle of Veuve Clicquot. Well, it might respect the line, but I mean, whether it respects that line or not, I know that's a very important part of trading, but I think they're pretty even Steven, these two. But we shall see. Wouldn't be my first choice, that's for sure. Oh yeah, I always do around. What I do now is quite simple, pretty basic. I do it on the daily and crunchy if you like. Look at the daily. I look at the filter, the 250-day moving average. Sometimes use the 10. I also happen to know what the stronger and the weaker ones. I want to put that's why I normally would trade this one. I put the stronger against the medium or preferably a weak if I get an entry. And then I make sure I'm not going just about an economic fundamental. It's going to stymie. Sorry. Hello, Roger speaking. Okay, all right, so do a trading. All right, I can certainly help you. Is anyone small problem here? Sorry to be rude and interrupt, Etienne, is because I'm hosting the trading room at the moment. And clearly these other guys are sitting bated breath for the next wonderful comment I'm going to make. We're listening, laughing at me now. But joking apart, can I ask you a favor? Can you give me a call after 5:30? I'll be finished then. Thanks very much indeed. Cheers, mate. Thanks. Bye. Bye. And then if it's Zeph going the opposite way, hey? Yeah, anyway, we'll see. But no, yeah, as I was saying, I don't want to jump in just before an important funding comes out. And I like to keep abreast of what's happening. I don't act on it, because that's often after the event. I mentioned that. But I like to keep an eye on what's happening, the likelihood, macroeconomics, I call it. And that's basically a trading strategy, support, resistance. That's not, and keep an eye on the candle. That's about it. Yeah. Negative divergence, positive divergence, what the MACD does. Not a lot of people brilliantly look at that. And you ask me, mine's not right or wrong. That's it. Simple, straightforward that way. And you get to know the stuff. I mean, you can ask me, pull up a share I never looked at before. I can look at the chart, give an idea of it. But I'd be hesitant because I don't think about the company. I like to know a little bit about it. So I know about the Cantor CHF, not just look at the chart. I like to learn a little bit more than that. And then you get a feeling. Remember, I sit here and do it every solid day, so it's like changing gear after a while. So you get it wrong, but it's just muscle memory, a lot of it. You'll get there. Another great brains. You'll get there. Okay, right. We'll see if the Cantor CHF probably send you home and fall off. And Zeph will have the last smile. And being a polite guy is, he will not rub it in. Oh yes, he will. And if he doesn't, Ashley certainly will. Okay. Yeah, and Ashley, yeah, you will, yeah, because if it goes my way, I will not miss the opportunity. I will get stuck in louder than both you put together. Trust me, I'm not a doctor. I mean, yes. Okay, right, waffling a bit here, moving along. We've discussed the open trades. I mentioned gold a couple of times. I leave it alone. Turned out that's correct. I want to sell a rally. A lot of guys called me up today. It's come off so much, should we buy it? That is not a reason to buy it. If the dollar's still strong, the yields are still strong, you'll get some jumping around profit taking, but the strategy is still short the rally rather than trying to get cute and buy it for a bounce. Those who bought it for a bounce around that 1700, well, as long as they put the stop up pretty damn quick to entry, so they can't lose, they might ride a $4 or $5 movement on the price. They're gone against. Done it myself sometimes, not encouraging it. When you know the rules, you're breaking sometimes, but it's not something I advise unless you really, really, if you're happy to drive at 180 and 120 zone, as long as you know you're doing that, don't cry afterwards if you get stopped and spend the weekend in jail. Okay. So sell the rally if you get an entry. If you don't, find something else to look at. Okay. Hope that's all clear. Remember the NAS and the NASDAQ? What is happening to the NAS? Now, that's why I say leave alone. Some guys, should we buy the NAS? We'll get the NAS. The NAS is so damn sexy, people forget the sex they are, often the more dangerous they are. Hey, ladies, the more the film star good looks, the usually the vainer they are, and the way the more beautiful they are, the more they're tough to deal with. I don't know, maybe I'm waffling here, but the point I'm trying to make is we didn't get the bounce. I thought we might get, but I certainly wouldn't trade it. We didn't get the bounce, and that's why be careful of it. We got a little bit of one, I know, though, 100 pips, which is diddly squat on the Nasdaq, but we didn't get a sustained bounce before it's coming off again. It seems to be poised to break through. If it breaks through 12,000, then we can look to short it if you've got the funds to do that. Remember, you need at least 5,000 on your account to go in a micro. But if you haven't, don't touch it. But if it can't break through 12,000, it might give up, pop back up again. But don't try and touch it at the moment. Okay. It seems to be going down, but that could change rapidly in the next couple of hours. Be very careful of it. Before it was a lot easier, especially in COVID, buy the retracement and outtake profit. Wait, it goes back, outtake profit, goes back, get in again, you get the idea. At the moment, I've seen more hearts broken than successful marriages come out marrying the Nasdaq at the moment. Okay. You must trade indices. Go for the S&P. Bit quieter and smaller numbers, same contract size. So if it goes wrong, it's not as damaging. Have your fun on the 10 rand, not the 100 rand tables, in other words, if you know what I mean. If you're going to go to roulette or something, because that's what a lot of this is at the moment. It's like a roulette table. Hope we're all on the same page. Hope you know I'm on that. Good. And those who haven't been to casino, go and have a meal there. No gamble. Right, DD, where were we? The Nasdaq we looked at, the Dow, unless you'll look at it, not much point. The open American shares. I think if you're on them, you took your money, great. I'm not sure I'll be joining now. I'm not sure I'll be joining the BA to short it now. I think let's look at tech stocks. Ooh, I'm a bit nervous of trying to chase them now. Yeah, I wouldn't be chasing them here. Might get a bounce, don't buy the bounce, sell the rally. Okay, we can get back up here, which is looking less likely. Might not get there, might get there, and then get another shot down. I still see some downside before the bargains come in. Then we start buying the NAS, buying the S&P, buying the Dow, buying the Microsoft, Amazon. You get the idea. And then that will be a nice, joyful run. But be patient for it. I don't think the pain's over. We'll come back down here on this chart anyway to 242. I don't think it'll fall much further because remember, everyone uses Word, PowerPoint, Microsoft, and Apple sensible. Okay. Just think the overall picture and put a bit of common sense and find it's not such a clever, brainy thing you need after all. This is always down to complicating something that's not that very complicated. Yeah, I know, but well, that was from the inflation area of the CPI yesterday. I think it's a good chance getting down there. We'll sell it here, sell the bounce. We could be any down there. I think we'll go bargain hunting around the 240 mark. What a drop says knowledge. That's the account of the guy who doesn't overexpose it. There you are. Unless they got a lucky run and put their money in around. Okay. Hey, very excited. Look, the pound might be coming off a bit. Might be coming off a bit. It might come right in the edge. GBP CAD is coming off. That might come right. Oh, goody, goody, goody. CHF JPY. 148.38. That's what we got in on now. Oh, 148.60. Oh, board now. So if you get excited, look what happens. 148.60. But anyway, we've got to stop right out the way, so maybe it'll come right. It's down here somewhere. So maybe 148 will hold if it gets back that far. Fingers crossed. There is support here. There's a slimmer there, a glint of a couple of bars coming in. Just hope it does. Let's look at 15. Might get a bounce. Let's hope. Okay. US dollar yen. What's that? Anything happening there? Oh, it's not happening at all, is it? I shouldn't open the mouth too big. Not happening at all, but still. I got it 80. No, you guys got a little bit higher than that, but it's only 10 pips below. No reason to panic as yet. The dollar's starting to rise a bit, which is good news. So we might come right after that. No, I don't think so. Just a bit of noise in the market. When you see a trend move, this is when you see a trend move, my friend. Where's the euro dollar? This is when you get some news coming out. That's news coming out. The other part's noise. Don't confuse the two, big difference. Especially when you're starting off. I know you haven't started off, but I mean, your guys, you know, downtrend. Is the trend changing after about an hour in the market? You know what I mean? Hardly, it's the noise, you know what I mean? Look at the bigger picture. Okay, right. Look at that. We had that out, forward at 16. I think most guys are out now, but hey, it did bloody well, eh? In fact, might even get a bounce here. I'm not saying you go against the trend. Remember, it's not the Nasdaq, it's not tech forward. Might get a bit of bounce here. A bit reluctant in this rather grainy down market at the moment to buy. But if it had to buy one, that might be when I look at it, maybe a bounce. But I think I'll move on. Okay. Norm, I've covered quite a bit. So we go back. Anything else to look at? You want? Is there an entry anywhere you can find? I'm a little bit obsessed with the dollar. If we can get an entry, no, I can't. Yeah, I think NZD, missed that one. Leave oil alone at the moment. If you made your money on the upside, don't try and chase it. And it's too early to short it. Leave it alone for now. And the NZD, I think it's probably too late as well. Yeah, too late. I'm not sure. Not sure I'll be chasing it here. Or I do see downside, trying to get a better price. Don't like these buyers coming in. So yeah, stick with the ones you got at the moment, and just pray we get somebody moving down and go, what's he doing now? It's going back up again. I think it still might come right, which maybe I'm hoping anyway. Okay. So we got the CHF JPY, the US dollar JPY open. The GBP CAD, which is starting to come right, thank goodness. Didn't worry about it on. Pound dollar's giving me a lot of jet, but it's come off and not stopped out. It might come right, so don't give up on it. Euro dollar, we're in that one. That's 87 got in. What's it now? 10 pips in the good. Well, a lot, at least in the good. And we've got our favorite CAD CHF, where we got the big competition on. It's still going like mad. It's crazy. It's outdoing the Nasdaq. It's moved another pip. Wow. I'm just having some fun there. I don't advise people, unless you're playing this game between Zeph, Ashley, and myself, to join. I think it was Lorenzo, actually, you know, for whatever reason. I normally wouldn't enter it, but if you want, you can, but it wouldn't be my choice. Yeah, that's, well, yeah, fair enough. You're up a couple of pips. You can't complain at that. Don't expect your fireworks. They're pretty even Steven, these two guys. At least it's in the right direction. Let's see if we can sustain that. Not only just in long there, Jacob, you've been for a long time as well. We shall see. Okay, anything you want to look at? Any euro trades, any Aussie dollar trades, any NZD trades, any pound trade? Well, a couple of pound. Any of these guys here, and these ones I'm not that keen on as well. That jumped up in the dollar strength. I wouldn't be chasing it now. I wouldn't be selling it. Selling the dollar, leave it alone. Probably selling the Swiss franc again. Too even, Stephen. Clear that. Why would you buy it? Clear that. You'd have to have some massive 1 interest percent, something come out of the blue to buy that one. Leave it alone. Okay. Japanese yen is giving you some jip, but we'll see. I think that it might hold down there. As long as that number still, if it does, it might get down there and a bounce off the 10, hopefully. But it is giving a bit of jip, and see that. Might get a bit of support here, didn't the last hour. 50 minutes told me much, maybe get a bit there. 4 hour And on the 4 hour, might get some support here. I'm still keen for a long. If you didn't go long and you want to get further better price coming back, then you can join it now and getting a better price. Anybody not on board on this one would like to join a better price? Put the R up again for you guys, unless you're happy on your own. I'm in. Okay. I think send it to some of my guys out there this entry. I do quite like it. Just give me a moment. Okay. Right, so let's get the bounce here. Okay. Anything else you want to look at? Give me a serious jip, this bloody thing. Oh, how's it? Right. I just want to see on the CAD. Okay, you want to look at that? Yeah, okay, we'll do, pleasure. CAD CHF. If you want to go on the, where is it now? You want to go on the 1 hour time frame. What do you want to do then? Change to a line chart and draw a trend line from 7th of November. 7th of November, 7th of, sorry, November, 7th of September. Okay. 7th of September. Here's the one I can with you now. Okay, that's on the hourly one, which is short term. It's not the daily. Remember, that's a short term one. That to me determines we've had a pullback on the Canadian. So it's a short term downtrend there. And it's bounced from there. Okay. Oh, not the bottom. Okay. Well, they get them that I can get a channel then, which might be even better actually. You see, you got to put it through here to be correct. You can't put it through here. If you put it through there, it's just missed this guy here. So it's not too clear. If you're trying to put it through here, like that, it's not strictly true. Because you're taking this one, which hasn't taken out that, or that high. It's got to be between the two highs. So strictly speaking, I know where you're coming from, but that's not in the correct place. That's why I often say that trend lines can be misleading. All people seem to put it in the wrong place, and then they work on that knowledge, which is in if anyone's been on a ship, the buoy in the wrong place even more damage than good. But yeah, a channel breakout to the south, you think, whichever. But yeah, I take your point. I'll put it back on this one here if you like. Just make it a bit clearer so you see what's going on. Yeah, so you think it's going to break that channel to the south and continue down. But I personally think the Swiss franc is stronger than Canadian, simple as that. Had a bit of a bounce in the oil, but not sure how long it's going to be maintained. And the Swiss is very, very stable. And overall, let's look at the weekly. Can't see much of that getting in the way, but overall, it's not too bad. Is it 200 on here? 200 on here. Try daily. Pretty flat. Where's the week? 200 on here. Oh, there it is, right in front of me. Sorry, guys. Bit flat. Okay, Canadian weakened, no surprise there. And that sort of flat from that sort of range and broke through the range of downside. So the Swiss franc not so long ago had an increase in interest rates as well, which added to its strength. As I said, personally, I'm not sure I'd be trading at all, to be honest. The two even Stevens, I just give the slight nudge to the Swiss franc. So that's why the only reason I went along on the buy of it, simply just to be annoying to Ashley and Zeph and to support Lorenzo. But normally I wouldn't be too keen. It's more of a bit of fun personally. But anyway, Jake, we're doing a little bit better. Plus, I suppose, a bit of sense, fairly strong. It's really come down. What's this, a daily, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Come down a hell of a lot on a strong currency. It's not like the yen, you get the point. There's a bit of support there. So we might get a bit of a profit-taking bounce. So I thought, fair enough, I'll try that. And so far, hallelujah, we're up how many? Well, hang on, we're up a couple of pips here. We're up 6% now, 7 pips now. So we've gone up 700% since we opened. We're up 1 pip now with 7 pips. That's a 700% increase. Not a bad return, eh? Okay, do you mind if I remove them now? It's sort of cluttering me up a bit here, sorry. And it's a 1 hour chart as well. I hear your point, but 1 hour chart is below the limits the information it's giving. Very short term. We'll see, yeah. Bit of fun. Okay, right. Before we do another recap, I haven't got any other trade ideas, so I need you a little bit. You're getting nervous there, Ash. Okay, do I see a bit of nerves creeping in there, Miss Ashley DeCrow? Bit of doubt? Am I sensing a bit of doubt here? She's one of the short ladies. No comment. Call me tall, long, and handsome. You're short, dark, and beautiful. That's right, I'm going to give up just yet. A stayer, not a quitter. Okay, right. So NAS broken through. I've run out. Anyone, any questions? Any newer guys thinking what the hell they're on about? A bit of clarification. Looking at stuff on there and thinking, I like that blue line he's on about. What is it? That position size, where'd I get it? What's it on about DXY? Where'd I get it? Those sort of things, please ask. I've muted you. If you want me to unmute, I can, or just tap it out in the chat line, and I'll do all that for you. Not a problem. Got a quiet moment on the trades at the moment. A bit of a bounce on that, eh? We sure can, Booker. We sure can. Right, what do you want to do with this? What do you want to do with this one, Bookley? Join in, guys. Chuma, anybody else? You want to buy it? Okay. For anybody said anything, anybody want to join Bookley on the buy on this one? And it'd be nice if you can put a reason why. Not because I had a dream last night. I had a dream. Who wants to buy? Anyone want to support him on a buy on this one? Okay. Anybody else want to join Bookley and the reason why? Okay. Not getting much support there, I'm afraid. Why do you want to buy it? Because I say this a lot, and I think the reason is it looks a bit low. I think I'm feeling that might be the base of your strategy. I just want to mention that's not such a bright idea. Just because it's a bit low, it must bounce up. A range trade is Canadian Swiss franc, or the New Zealand dollar against the Australian, or the pound against the Australian or New Zealand or something like that, or the yen against the euro, and it's an range been there for a couple of days or so. Yeah, I can trade the range. I'm not sure I'll be trading the range when you get a weaker currency against a strong one, which is extremely bullish at the moment. All it means is it might get a small bounce before it comes off again. Now, do you know the extent of that bounce? Because it bounces, that's a profit-taking bounce. Those guys are short. When you're short, you buy to exit. So a lot of guys will be exiting their shorts. So all those TPs round about this level here, they'll be shorting it, and they see the previous lows there. So you're going to have a massive TPs around this level here. What are those TPs on the short? They're buy orders. Remember that, guys. They're buy orders. What's the TP on a long? They're sell orders. This would be a short buy order. So when they get triggered, those buy orders can naturally push it up again. We don't know how many buy orders are going to get triggered and how many people are going to want to manually take profit by buying to exit. So we'd expect a bounce to get to these levels. No problem with that. You don't extend of it. Now, guys we trade before will see that. I'm going to grab that. Expecting a bounce in, highly likely. I'm going to give a 10, 15, 20 pip bounce. I'm a prop trader. I've got maybe tiny costs because I work for the company, if any at all. So I'm just making profit with the company. I might grab it and you might get a bit of bounce on, but a few buyers come from that point of view. And I'm honestly going to get some retail buyers coming as well. For the same reason a lot of guys do. It's a bit long go in, which gives the momentum upwards. Will that momentum be enough to sustain the risk going to take by going against basically a strong tide? You're swimming against a strong current. No, I would not be buying it here personally, and I certainly would not be selling it here right now. The dollar at the moment on the DXY chart, you'll know it. If you don't, I'll post it again for you guys. Is hovering a bit after the big movement yesterday, taking a bit of a breather. So it's not, I'm not comfortable this stage to short it. I'm going to see if I can get a better price to short it. And if the dollar strengthens a lot more, then I might say, so I'm going in now. For the moment, I would stand aside. That's my take anyway. I think the direction is very clear, Sippendeely. I think they're very clear indeed. It's downside. We're just getting a bit of a breather here before we get a better price for the rush to join it again. 67.30. Where's 67.30? Yeah, around these levels. It breaks down here. As long as we get the follow through and then short it down again. Be more comfortable. It goes up here somewhere and get 67.80. It's only 30 pips away. If it gets there, and I look at the DXY. Always keep an eye on the dollar index. Must keep an eye. Have it minimized. Keep an eye on it. And that's starting to strengthen again. Probably short it there. Take a stop up there somewhere. If I get the risk reward and take it down again. Okay, but at the moment I would stand aside. Okay, as long as it's clear, that's the most important. I'm not here to show off all sorts of fancy jargon. In fact, I'm not very good at jargon anyway. It's basically to make it clear, because I mean this. It's fun when you guys get the hang of this, and we do okay. I'm not making a commission out of you guys. I'm not doing it for financial reward for you. I'm doing it to give me a kick. Cool, good stuff. Righty, good enough. Okay. Hang on, just forgot about that. The what do you call it came out? The oil inventories came out. Just give me a moment, check it out. So I have to wait a moment because it's on the investing.com and being a tech bugger, I haven't got the pro version, so I'll wait through the adverts. Okay, expected came up as 4, by the way. It's the crude oil inventories. The expected was 0.83, and it came out at 0.83 million, by the way, barrels storage, inventory storage. And the actual came out 2.4 million. So it's 3 times higher than expected, which means in theory, obviously the lag when the inflation comes out on the oil price, in theory, we should have a little bit of a down movement. That's correct. More storage, more supply, less demand. Might get a down movement, but there's far bigger factors interfering with Brent than the oil inventories at the moment, or the WTI, or the crude oil itself. Crude oil inventories, remember, it's not WTI or Brent, 3 different oils, don't forget that. So it didn't seem to have much effect on it. Been only out for about 20 minutes or so, hasn't had much effect. So might catch up a bit later on. But in theory, it should have a bit of a downside. But I think it's more momentum and trading takes much note of it. But in theory, it might come off a little bit, but we'll see. Having said that, leave it alone. If you're in still, move your stop up, make sure you get a profit. Remember, the idea came was $88. A lot of us are out now, taking a profit, thanks very much. Might not get to the $100 expectation, doesn't matter, you make your profit. No man's land now, don't buy it or sell it. Okay, got it. Oh God, it's about to look at him, is that right? Oh no, let's look at the worst one so far. It was GBP, wasn't it? That really was a disaster. It's still disastrous. It's like we might get stopped out in this bloody thing. No, not good, very dismal, you're right. The yen looking dismal as well. That yen's holding. What was the other one? The euro dollar. It's popped up again, but it's not dismal. Dismal is a bit of a powerful expression. Now, sure, you work for the press there, Etienne. Dismal, I'm going to panic. The pound's looking pretty dismal. The answer, okay. CAD, GBP CAD, that's all I'm a bit worried about. No, it's coming right. It's coming right. Roger, I miss here when we make order, there are different types of order. What order can we see? Which order can apply to this order, like penny? Okay, now you've got to have platform trading. There are different orders. There's market orders, there's buy stop, sell stop, buy limit, sell limit, where you can put a order above or below the market. I can quickly go through it. We need to get to platform trading. If you want to put a buy stop in, you're putting, and you want to go long, you put a buy stop in here, which is above the market. Right? If you want to put a better price, it's now, as you can see on the screen, 18. If you want to get at 152, you put in a buy limit. If you want to put a sell stop and you want to sell below the market, you can't sell it down here. So you put, where's it? Sell stop down here, or you put a sell up there. So you put a sell down there, a sell limit there, or a sell stop there. Get the idea? Above or below the market. Or if you want to go to the market, have a price on the screen and it's a market order. If you go in a pending order, you have a day or a GTC. GTC is good till cancelled. All that means is totally inapplicable to the market order until you either stopped out, TP'd out, or you manually exit, or you'll sit there forever. That's purely if the order stands. So if it doesn't, if you've got a day in, I close the play at the end of the day. If it hasn't been filled, the order, you're not in the market. It'd be withdrawn. Okay, if it's GDC, it'll sit there till it's either filled or you delete it or withdraw it. But more details of it and understanding takes a little bit more time. I've rushed through it very quickly. You need platform training. Again, I itemize there, Chepo, and to everybody there, do not try to drive a motor car unless you have the basic idea of it. You don't have to be an expert under the bonnet, but you have to know, you've got to put fuel in, the basic, you got to understand basic driving aspects. Different, how to operate the platform, the limits, modifying stop loss. These are absolute prerequisites for trading. And then suddenly in a trade, how do I get out? Or what's that? And wondering why you're not making money and you went in the market because you didn't know you're in a pending, you weren't in the market. Those are rank amateur forms of trying to achieve making money. It's like saying, I want to be a doctor, but what's this thing called stethoscope? That could come back and bite. Okay, so just go to platform trading, understand that, basic Forex classes, basic CFDs, and then you come to practice the practical to hone your skills, because you'll have the basic knowledge and then just improving it as you go along. I don't want to take the starry dream out of it. Any thoughts to make a quick buck with no money, no knowledge, no idea, I think you best put that aside. If you want to do that, rather buy a lottery ticket. Okay. I'm sorry, there's a lot of people out there getting caught with something for nothing area, and it upsets me a bit because they're the guys who can least afford it. Small accounts, small knowledge, least afford, can lose a couple of bucks, and it's just, this is a skill like any skill. You respect that accountant. Why? Because you spent a couple of years, several years, going up the ladder to get there. This takes a bit of time to get the hang of. Don't try and jump in, because basic arithmetic, things like that. So pending orders, absolutely correct, but you must learn them. Platform trading provided. No other company does that. We provide it for you. Make use of it. We provide a portal. No other company does. Make use of it. We provide a trading room. I think others are catching on and stealing from us, but they don't know many aren't even doing a trading room. You go to some of the bigger brokers, the biggest in the world is IG Markets on derivatives, biggest in the world, UK company, big over here in Australia and everywhere. They expect you to know. If you want advice, you pay big time. Otherwise, you put the order in. Simple as that. Brokers are far too busy giving advice to the big players, I might add, not £1,000 jobs who are paying them good money to assist them. Not guys with a few coins in their pocket and wanting it for free, and then wanting one-to-one Zooms. Be practical on this. When you go there, first of all, the costs are higher, the minimums are higher, and they'll expect you to know. If you don't, they'll say, well, I could go and find out. I remember GT 247 a few years ago. Guy went round there, wanted to put 50,000 rand in, wanted to help them how to operate the platform. And they gave him the platform link and said, go and work it out. They expect him to do that. That's the information. He's going to put 50K in. Get the idea. We really do go for that. We've got to come to a bit of the party. Because I think a lot of them are coming in, making a quick buck, and we do it for them. No. You've got to pick up a skill so you can fish yourself. And we'll help you do that. I hope I'm not being harsh. It's reality, and it's better you do it before you lose your money. Okay. Yeah, I think we're getting stopped out. I think this is a big disappointment. 87 to stop. I thought we might get rescued earlier on, but it looks like we're not going to be. It's 5-6 pips off there. Because remember, you got on the shorts, so getting out on the buy. So 6 pips away, we might get stopped out. I thought it might come right, but looks like it's going to meander its way further up. That's why I sincerely hope your position sizing and volume are correct, that the knock is acceptable rather than very, very painful. If it's very, very painful, you're on the wrong volumes. If they're wrong volumes, that's your fault. You've got to get your budget right. And I spent a lot of time in here, and I'll spend more time, but you've got to get that budgeting right. We don't want to see guys losing 50% of their account balance in one trade. Hope that all makes sense. Yeah, it jumps up and down. You're going to handle this, unfortunately. That's one of the things in trading. Sometimes patience, and it's jumping up and down and what's going on. But it seems to be holding the parity. If we can hold that parity, we should be okay. The dollar's a little bit side at the moment after that big move yesterday. So it might be a bit quiet going forward. But yeah, the action's still there, the overall picture. But the sudden movements up and down, which are playing havoc on your brain, is not the way. You've got to say, I've got that, that's my strategy, and that's keep an eye on it. But you want to jump 10 pips and I was 10 pips up, oh my goodness, then you'll go insane because that's the market. 20 pips up and then go to the shops, come back, now you're 20 pips down. That's the noise, the up and down. And This movement of the market, nobody can control. That's why it's a market. That's why it is the market. Could be controlled, it wouldn't be a market. Take an overall view, dollar strength, euro weakness. We're going to stop to protect in case we're wrong. Simple as that. Okay, thanks, Ashley. As always, great to have you. Fantastic to have you. Great stuff. Okay. And Zeph's left as well. Okay, a few guys are left. Right. Any new guys, any questions? Any stuff you still sort of understand, but need a bit more clarity on? Please, I'll unmute you. You might want to ask verbally. If you're not sure, just unmute you or write it down or whatever. You know, you've sort of got some idea, not a 3-hour explanation, really. That's for the classes, but some sort of idea. Just need a bit of clarity. Anything there? Yeah, it's a bit hectic. It comes there. Yeah, you're hanging in. That's the main thing. I like it. Good stuff, Jerry. This bloody load shedding is not helping either. But I've got this inverter I've been on about a couple of times, so no problem on that. It's just that till it comes back on again, I can't use the stove. Anything else? Is that yen holding? Let's have a look. Sort of trying to hold on the 60 mark. Is anything happening on the GBP CAD? Disappointing, but it's still holding on in there. Disappointing so far. We might get better tomorrow. Shift GPY. I like that one. It doesn't let me down as well. Not great, but maybe it'll come right. Okay. That pound dollar, I must do, it's giving me some jip big time. I think we might get knocked on this one. It's not looking pretty, is it? Hang on, by dear life. Once on many years ago on the Aussie 40, got within 1 pip of my stop, and then it came right. And not right as it made a decent profit. So just hope it's the best I can offer on that one. Okay. Is the NAS bouncing at all? Expecting a bit of a bounce. Sort of trying to. That's come off again. Bouncing around the moment. Not much happening. I think it's pretty quiet going forward. Single bit. I think after yesterday's movement, I think it's sort of a day of rest before I think the next surge is going to occur. And there's quite a bit happening tomorrow. Actually, I'll come back tomorrow. I want to go through that quickly. It's quite important tomorrow. I hope you've all got the economic calendar handy. I've put it on. If you haven't got it, please tell me, and I'll copy and paste it onto the chat line here, and then you can keep it. Just tell me that. Look at tomorrow. Just wait till it comes up, because I've got it here handy. Right, tomorrow we're going to hold New Zealand first thing in the morning, Aussie first thing in the morning. Then we've got retail sales in the US, jobless claims in the US, manufacturing index in the US, and more retail sales in the US. So there's quite a few. We've got quite a few coming in tomorrow. So yeah, I think even Lagarde's on tomorrow as well, or she on Friday. So we've got a few stuff coming through tomorrow. But you've all got the DXY and the economic calendar handy. If you're not, please tell me and I'll copy and paste it for you on there. Okay, right. So it's hard to go WhatsApp. Do beg your pardon. Okay, quite an important new client. Okay, right. Not important, but anyway. Right. This is the economic calendar. Just give me a moment. Do the others. The DXY. And I'll put the also the yields on the 10-year notes for you as well, because that's important. Remember, the higher they are, the worse it is for gold in the markets. And they're pretty high at the moment. Getting a bit of a run up now, so be a little bit careful with shares at the moment. I think we might get a bit of a run up before we look to short again, but yeah, better price. But a cool off after a major move down yesterday. Thank you, Bella. Pleasure. We're still in that pound. I think we're out. I think it might have got stopped out. What a pity. Anyway, did we get stopped out in that one? I think we did. Okay. So euro dollar holding, the yen's holding, euro dollar holding. Trying to. GBP CAD. Holding, yeah, just. Okay. What else? Swiss franc. Yeah, just holding. So that's okay, that's fine. Okay, thanks, Swanee. What a pity. Okay, that was about it. Okay, we got stopped out. Right, don't give up on it. I think you can go a bit further. I might miss it. Go a bit further up, we can short again. If it gets there, then we short it again. Downside is there. Maybe we got in a bit soon. Always need to say after the time talk's a good idea. Comes up there, we might have another look at it. And you might get your money back in a big move down. And then all things will be happy again. So JPY is holding it even. The euro's holding. Japanese yen is holding. Pound CAD is come off a bit, so we might come out okay. Well, that friend of ours, a CAD CHF, seems to be going in the upward direction. But don't get too excited. Those who took it on the long, get your stop up pretty quick, because I think it's don't know how far it's going to go up. Not one of my favorite trades, to be honest. I think I was coerced there. Okay. All right. Any other questions? I've run out of any brilliant ideas. We've got a few minutes to go. If anyone wants to continue, a lot of guys already left, but people left. Anything else you want to discuss before we move on? I'll hang on there if you want, because I've run out. Anybody else? Anything to discuss? Anything you're not sure of? Any clarity? You know the position size calculator. You all know that. You've got the various fundamental indicators, whatever better word, which I've posted for you. You'll know the 200 to 200 and the 50 to 50 day, and the 10 is the magenta line. Moving averages. There's the basics. You all know it. All good? Happy? Anyone not? All good? Any comments, guys? Marcolini, you're good there? Anything you want to inquire about? Any last minute? You're all good? Any last minute one you want to look at? Okay, fair enough then, guys. Well, it's a little bit earlier, but if you're all good, it's no, I'm sure we don't want to be waffle on sort of mindlessly. We're all happy. We've all got the basics. Stick with it and keep the fingers crossed. And maybe tomorrow we can, maybe, well, I can't rest the pound dollar. That's been knocked out, but maybe some of the others will look a lot prettier, and then we can get the smile back on our faces. Okay, fantastic, guys. As long as we're all benefiting, that's the main thing. Okay, cheers, hey.